¿Qué pasó, güey? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl. Welcome back to the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Miguel Cotto. We're going to talk about the recent fight that he just had versus Delvin Rodriguez. And we're going to discuss what is Miguel Cotto's possible future after acquiring that third round knockout over Rodriguez. First and foremost, that was a great comeback fight for Miguel Cotto. He needed this type of performance to stay in the limelight, to remain relevant, at least in a lot of casual boxing fans' eyes. On the other hand, you had Delvin Rodriguez, whose nickname was pretty much the punching bag up in this fight, because it looked like he trained to go in there and get his ass whooped. It seemed like that was the game plan. And you saw Delvin Rodriguez before the fight happened. You saw he had this little promo where he was talking about bullying and how he immigrated to the United States at a young age, and that when he was in school he was bullied. You know, he was teased because of his accent, and boxing was his outlet to get past that. And now he's a professional fighter going into a big fight. You know, it was inspirational. But damn, I mean, after the performance he put on, it's like, fuck, the bullies, the people that were teasing him and bullying him, they was probably watching this fight, and they was looking, they was like, Delvin? That's Delvin? Aw, man, hey, I used to punk this motherfucker when we was kids. Get him, Cotto? They was still clowning on you, Delvin. And you saw in the second round that Cotto hurt Delvin Rodriguez, and pretty much the ropes just saved him. Had it not been for the ropes, Delvin probably would have been on the ground. When the third round opened up, Miguel Cotto started letting his hands go. You saw that from the beginning of the fight. Miguel Cotto was much more dedicated to body work. You saw that from the very first round, and he ended up catching Delvin Rodriguez with a huge hook after going to the body, and Delvin Rodriguez just pretty much just slumped to the ground, and the referee jumped right on top of it. It almost looked like the referee tackled that motherfucker, and they stopped the fight. This was also Cotto's first fight with trainer Freddie Roach. You saw that working with Roach, as I stated before, that he's much more committed to the body work. This was a great debut fight for both of them. It's interesting to see how this partnership will end up turning out. A lot of people were writing off Cotto after he lost to Austin Trout, because that was the first time he had back-to-back losses. Prior to that, he had lost to Floyd Mayweather. Some people were saying that Cotto was a worn-down fighter. And while a victory over Delvin Rodriguez doesn't disprove that, I think that this victory allows Miguel Cotto to prove himself in a big fight, because he's definitely earned the shot at that. This was a very good performance. Now, if you've surfed the internet, there are some talks between pitting up Miguel Cotto versus Sergio Martinez. Me personally, I don't feel that this is a good fight for Miguel Cotto. I think that Sergio Martinez's skill set, as well as his size, would prove to be a big problem for Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is a small 154-pounder, and Sergio Martinez is a small middleweight, but he's already gotten used to fighting naturally larger fighters, and as I said, also his skill set and his style will give Miguel Cotto a lot of problems. Although, if Miguel Cotto was ever going to fight Sergio Martinez, now would probably be the best time. Sergio Martinez's last fight was versus Martin Murray, where he was dropped in the 8th round, and that was probably his most horrible performance in a victory for Sergio Martinez. He barely won that fight, and he looked really bad. He ended up being injured, and he's currently recovering from that. He might be rusty in his next fight. If Cotto's going to fight him right now, it might be a good opportunity. Another possible fight that people have been mentioning is a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Now, Freddie Roach has said that if Miguel Cotto was being trained by Freddie Roach in the first fight, then he probably would have stopped Mayweather. I don't know about all that, but I definitely will say that Miguel Cotto has given Floyd Mayweather the best type of opposition, and has made it a more competitive fight than his last two opponents have in Canelo and Guerrero. Floyd Mayweather pretty much easily handled both of those fighters. You saw that with Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto, gave him a run for his money for a couple of those rounds. Although Floyd Mayweather ended up being the clear winner. It would be interesting to see how Miguel Cotto's approach to body work would how successful that would be against Floyd Mayweather. It could prove to be successful, as you saw how Miguel Cotto was doing against Floyd Mayweather in the first fight, how successful his aggressiveness was. If he commits more to the body in the second fight, it could turn out to have good results, but at the same time, that may open himself up to more counterpunching from Floyd Mayweather. And if you saw the first fight, Cotto was hurt in that 12th round, and had that been a little bit earlier, like maybe in the 10th, Floyd Mayweather might have gone for might have went in for the kill. You never know. But I definitely want to see a rematch if that's possible. If he can make 147, Tim Bradley just had a victory over Juan Manuel Marquez over the weekend. That would be a very exciting fight to watch as well. I think that would sell good. And Freddie Roach did mention that he doesn't see Miguel Cotto fighting at 147. I think he said that because he also trains Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao is a 147-pound fighter. And, they also said they would never fight each other. There's not going to be a rematch because of that. I don't think Freddie Roach said that because Miguel Cotto can't make 147 pounds. I think that was just simply because of the Manny Pacquiao thing. Because as I stated, Miguel Cotto is a small 154-pounder. I don't think it's that much of a problem for him to make 147. And if he could do that, there's a big fight against Tim Bradley in that. But the future remains to be seen. Who do you feel that Miguel Cotto should be fighting? What did you think of his performance versus Delvin Rodriguez? Do you think he should fight Floyd Mayweather in a rematch? Let me know your opinion. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on out.